Thank you very much, Madam Deputy Speaker. As a member of the HCLG Select Committee, I've had the opportunity of spending many hours scrutinising the draft bill as we conducted pre-legislative scrutiny. And I'm delighted that the government has adopted almost all of the recommendations that we've made. However, there are concerns, and I think one of the issues is that some of the language used within the bill is not exact enough. Clearly, what will matter will be the regulations underpinning this extremely complicated and complex bill that will need to be ironed out over the next 18 months before the bill actually becomes operational. And that, of course, gives rise to the further problems. There will be no excuse whatsoever for a developer currently developing a new high-rise building, or indeed planning one in the future, that they don't abide by the rules and regulations that are going to be introduced when this bill becomes law. They will have to do so. However, there is a concern about the historical elements of the fire safety defects, as well as the remediation of unsafe cladding. We do have to split this up into a number of areas. Clearly, there has been much progress on remediation of unsafe cladding, which is welcome. But the fire safety defects have been excluded from almost everything that is on offer from the government thus far. Developers are trying to wash their hands of it. As honourable and right honourable members have mentioned across the House, the fact is that leaseholders are being presented with huge bills right now. They don't have 18 months to wait to resolve these issues and to sort them out. So we do need urgent action. We were promised the details of the forced loan scheme to be introduced at the time of the budget. Well, I assume, therefore, we're going to have to wait for the autumn budget as opposed to the spring budget, because so far we haven't seen the details of how that's going to operate. That's vital for people knowing how they can plan, because the reality is that the people in the middle of this, the innocent parties, which we have to remember, are the leaseholders. The building owners, the people that developed the buildings in the first place, are the ones that put these buildings up. Now, there is an excuse. There is one excuse they can cling to, and that is to say that the rules and regulations which were put in place when they put the buildings up, maybe 5, 10, or even 20 years ago, they've adhered to completely. Well, if that is the case, then the government have to find a way of funding the remediation, because the government was responsible for putting in place the regulations. If those regulations have been blatantly ignored, however, it's quite clear the building owners and developers must remediate the buildings and the fire safety defects without any charge to the leaseholders whatsoever. So this is a good start to the process. I welcome the bill, and I welcome the committee stage that's going to go through, and we can get through to safeguard leaseholders.